he writes in the morning. He has his early morning walks, and he picks up that time in the morning, when he chooses to write. And and there have been times when we've just discussed things, and within half an hour I have an entire poetry or a prose about a certain topic, and which is also what we'll address going forward in this discussion. So I'll quickly post the introduction and the thanks Wari sir for mentioning that I was reading it out, but I did pick up parts of it which I thought was really pertinent and should be spoken about.
उस बात पे मेरे एक फेवरेट पोएट है प्रताप सोमवंशी, मेरे बड़े भाई की तरह हैं. उनकी एक किताब है इतवार छोटा पड़ गया, बहुत ही बेहतरीन बुक है उनकी, कॉल इतवार छोटा पड़ गया. तो उसमें उनका एक शेर है कि लायक कुछ नालायक बच्चे होते हैं. This is not a reflection on you, Manas Gulati, by the way. लायक कुछ नालायक बच्चे होते हैं, शेर कहाँ सारे ही अच्छे होते हैं. So that's how we would हम ही उल्टा सीधा सोचा करते हैं, रिश्ते थोड़े पक्के कच्चे होते हैं, शेर कहाँ सारे ही अच्छे होते हैं. So on that note, let's start.
Sure. So Dwight sir, I'll just start with the part where I would want to know really the reason. A lot of people, there's left brains and right brains, and many people are interested in numbers and permutations and combinations, and there is a certain part of brain which makes you more creative, makes you probably express yourself. So I would want to come back to the why of it. Why do you really write? What makes you write? What's the kick behind it? That as a part of it.
So उस पे दो लाइन ये है कि मैं लिखता हूं क्योंकि ख्यालों को मन में बेवजह सोचकर जाया नहीं करते. मैं लिखता हूं क्योंकि ख्यालों को मन में बेवजह सोचकर जाया नहीं करते. ख्यालों को हवा लगनी चाहिए, ख्यालों को हवा लगनी चाहिए. कलम की निब से उनकी निभे न निभे, बस यही सिलसिला चलता है. मैं ख्याल निब और कागज निभाते चले जाते हैं. तो ये निभाने वाली बात है भाई, कि मैं लिखता हूं क्योंकि ख्यालों को बेवजह मन में सोचकर जाया नहीं करते. See, I started very early in my life, Manas, when I was just reminiscing this. I was telling this somebody that I started writing when I was 9. Okay, and the trigger for me was you guys were not even born. It was 1984 when Mrs. Indira Gandhi was shot dead.
Yeah.
Oh, Ritesh, were you born? Okay.
Yeah, so, I was 4-year-old, but yeah.
Oh, you're 4. Okay, good. So that the day she was killed by her bodyguards, I was 9. The news came. I was living in a small, place in Rajasthan. I grew up in a small tribal town called Zawarmais, far away, 40 kilometers ahead of Udaipur, the city of lakes. Though I'm a born Uttarakhandi, I was born in a village in Uttarakhand, but I was brought up a lot more in Rajasthan. So मैं वैसे राजस्थानी आदमी हूँ, गढ़वाली कम हूँ, So that night it stirred me because the whole brutality of somebody doing this to Mrs. Indira Gandhi in our time was the most iconic leader. So I wrote a poem on her, and very simple 2 lines that Indira tum to ho gayi kurban, tum to thi bahut mahan. Now if a class 4 student is writing, a 9-year-old, but it's good lines, and Nehru ki Priyadarshini thi, Gandhi ki Indu thi. And then the poem went on. And I had always been very active on stage. Thanks to my school, which allowed us to do this, thanks to my sisters who were always on stage. So next day morning, I went and, recited this poem because it was topical. It was there, stage assembly. Every time you have an assembly happening. So in my primary school, the assembly happened. I went, I said, I want to have a poem. The headmaster said, go ahead, suna lo. And people liked it. So some level of validation came out. At the same time, I had I was fortunate because environment in my home was of, though my father was a miner, he was a mining engineer, but he was literary at heart. He would read a lot of literature, Bangla literature, Hindi literature. So we used to have a book club, and he would bring a lot of literary books to home. And I was fond of reading, and I read many things much beyond my age, much before my age as well. So by the time I was in grade 5, I'd finished Madhushala. मतलब उस टाइम ज्यादा समझ में नहीं आया, ये लगा कि आदमी दारू वारू खूब पी रहा है, but I kind of loved the way Bachchan has written, and I became his lifelong fan. I'm a more fan of the original Bachchan than the number 2 and number 3 Bachchans. So in that sense, so it gave me that kind of, and then school promoted. My Hindi teacher said, yeah, you should go ahead and write more, and then I wrote, and I had the platform. So no longer these open mic things and were not there, but we had the stage, right? We had the morning assembly, and you have a poem and go and recite that poem, and people said, yeah, it's good, bad, ugly, whatever. Sure. So I think that's the starting point of writing. But I'd been a very reflective person in my life, very reflective. So it allowed me a lot, many times, to pause, think, reflect. And then maybe I was fortunate to have the craft of writing. Why craft? Because I read a lot in those years. Right. Because you're reading a lot, you automatically hone up your craft. If you're not read well, you can't write well, is the message. Right. To all of you. You have to read a lot, all kinds of stuff to write well. Otherwise, how would you then come up and hone your craft in that sense? So what you're asking me is that, yes, it's a very integral part of my life. So anytime, anything, anywhere, whatever comes my way, I write. Yeah. So a lot of people said, "Arey, you are a dean who writes." I said, "No, I'm the writer who also happens to be the dean." The dean pays for the writer, by the way. So that's how it is.
So I want to just ask.
Yes,
see, maximum of us are not writers. Right. You started pretty early, and then you have the skill, and you're able to express yourself. Mm-hmm. This is about 3 years back. I was with a business coach, and in my coaching session, I learned that whenever there is too much in mind, write. If you write, you get clarity, and then your problems get resolved by writing in that. Right. But that is still, we have our thoughts and we're writing our problems. That's easy. But creative writing, is a different art altogether, whether it is long form, short form, whatever form it may be. And at this stage, I'm talking about at our office, our average age may be 24, if I'm not wrong, somewhere there, 24, 25. Not
I was 24, 20 years back. Yes.
At the age of 24, in the current generation, when Netflix and Amazon Prime are available to appreciate, we contribute less to be appreciated. Right. How to really cope up with this, with the current skill of not writing, and how to get that skill?
I feel that it's a myth that we are not writers. I think all of us are writers. Point is that the way our schooling and our conditioning has been, that somewhere we put up creative writing into some pedestal. कि यार बड़े महान लोगों का काम है, और जो लोग लिटरेचर में जाते हैं और जो लोग बड़े महान होते हैं वो लोग लिखते हैं, बकवास है. Everybody has the ability to think through and reflect and have a perspective. Point is that we don't do enough time. Why? शास्त्रों में क्या कहा गया है कि पुराने जमाने में, हमारी न्यू एजुकेशन की बात नहीं कर रहा हूं, कि लर्निंग के स्टेजेस हैं: श्रवण, स्मरण, मनन, चिंतन और ध्यान. Which means that your whole learning process, whatever you're learning, you might be learning mathematics, you might be learning sciences, you might be learning languages, you might be learning anything. We just stop at that Shravan and Smaran. That's where the whole problem is, that, this Manas has said left brain, right brain. Manas, by the way, this is bullshit. Okay, there's nothing called left brain, right brain. ये कहानी फोकट में लोगों ने डाली हुई है कि भैया तुम या तो सिर्फ मैथ्स कर सकते हो. I'll give you an example.
I don't believe in it, sir.
So if you go and reflect in the history, all top physicists all top doctors, all top mathematicians are philosophers, painters, and musicians. Closer home, you have Manjul Bhargava. He's a philosopher and a musician. What are you doing with that education to think through so that you are able to articulate yourself well? I think that's where the skill is needed in terms of, and that's why Ritesh, you're right. Unless you are committing yourself to the written word somewhere, you are objectively looking at whether it's really good or bad. It can be a creative brief for you. It can be a marketing proposal for the companies you work for, and they're your clients and so forth. Similarly, for all of us, so far, writing has always been exam है, उसको एक question दिया हुआ है, and उसका एक आंसर लिखना है जो मास्टर ने सिखाया है, और वो मास्टर के हिसाब से अगर पैरेलल आया तो तुमको CBSE में मार्क्स मिल जाएंगे. The point is that if I'm giving you an answer, can you convert into a question? Can you even think about problems and identify and articulate that kind of a problem? Solution is immaterial because solution will come. There the writing will come, and more people commit that doing it in the world. I think it's an incremental thing. Yeah. Nobody is becoming a Javed Akhtar or a Gulzar, for example. Somebody asked Ruskin Bond Saab, how can I become a great writer? Okay? And he's a roly-poly guy, cute 86-year-old in my hometown of Mussoorie. He very simply, he said, you know what? You have to write. The kid says, no, sir, I want to become a big writer. I want to become a great writer. The Ruskin Bond Saab is like, write. So this guy is like, क्या बोल रहे यार, मैं तुमसे सीखना है गुरु मंत्र की, कुछ मेरे को फॉर्मूला दे दो ग्रेट राइटर बनने का. And Ruskin Bond is saying, write. He actually wrote an article, Times of India, many years ago, that if you want to become a writer or whatever, you have to have the discipline of writing rubbish every single day. It doesn't matter. You write. Commit yourself, write. And that's how you would develop the hone and the craft of it. That's how it is. Yes, Manas.
Which brings me to this second, question which I had. How do you link poetry, to consumer insights? How is that transcending? Because many a times you do write for a lot of brands as well, and poetry otherwise is an expression, which you think is there, and many a times, it might be stringent to work within limitations of a specific target audience. So how do you, go about that? I would want to hear you.
To be honest, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
I convert my consumer insights into poetry, which means that, and that's where the profession comes in. I had been an urban ethnographer, anthropologist for 25 years. So I've consciously trained, that's not my degree is. My degree is computer science. Don't ask me to code and all that bullshit. I've consciously tried to observe, and which I used to teach some bit of that at MICA as well, the world around me. Which means that if you can find out extraordinary into mundane, from mundane, I think that's where the lens is there. So agar you can find a poetry in phone ka charger, or you can find a poetry in bartan jab dho rahe ho aap, या फिर you can find poetry in paper shredder. Somewhere poetry allows you to create metaphors. That is beautiful part of it. Because nobody's going to come and question me कि तुमने क्या बकवास कर रहे हो. जहां न पहुंचे रवि वहां पहुंचे कवि. So that gives me a license to think through. But at the same time, it allows me or anybody to look at very simply one simple phenomena, one moment, one slice of life, one mundane, stupid object, and then convert it into an interesting insight. कि दरवाजे और खिड़की में फर्क क्या है? For example, तुम्हारे सबके सामने दरवाजे हैं, सबके सामने खिड़कियां हैं, रोज हम दरवाजा खोलते हैं, रोज हम खिड़कियां खोलते हैं. हमारी एक एसोसिएशन है दरवाजे और खिड़की से. लेकिन अगर मैं ये बोलूं कि दरवाजे नाराज ताऊजी हैं, हमारे घर के जो दरवाजे हैं वो नाराज ताऊजी हैं, कौन आएगा, कौन जाएगा, क्यों नहीं, खिड़कियां मन टटोलती हैं. और मन का इजहार भी। तो ये दरवाजे से किसी का इश्क नहीं हुआ है, जिंदगी में सबके इश्क या तो छत में हुए हैं या खिड़कियों से हुए।
Yeah. True.
तो मोहल्ले वाले इश्क की खुशबू जब खिड़की से आती है आपके घर में, इट्स ए मंडेन स्टूपिड थिंग। एक दरवाजा है, एक खिड़की है, लेकिन अगर आप उसको, बिकॉज यू आर क्रिएटिव, यू कैन थिंक थ्रू एंड देन यार ये बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग चीज है। क्यों? क्योंकि आप अगर देखो जितने बड़े घर होते जाते हैं उतने बड़े बड़े उनके दरवाजे होते जाते हैं, और उतना ही आदमी अपने आप को अंदर सिमटता रहता है।
Right.
Now, I don't know about these young colleagues of yours, but I'm sure Ritesh, Manas, some of us have really traveled in the general class in train. Not even sleeper class, general class boss. बॉम्बे में पकड़ के, वो बॉम्बे का लोकल भी नहीं, मतलब अहमदाबाद, बॉम्बे, उदयपुर, समवेयर, जनरल क्लास, बहुत टिकट में रिजर्वेशन नहीं है, विदाउट रिजर्वेशन.
True.
Now you would find that you have the best relationship are happening at a place where you are the bloody most uncomfortable. साला बैठने को जगह नहीं है, तुमने अपना रुमाल लगाया हुआ है वहां पे, राइट? एंड लड़ रहे हो तुम, झगड़ा गाली वाली, मतलब सब चल रहा है, बट ट्रेन चली, खिड़की से हवा आई, सबको अपना अपना बम टिकाने के लिए जगह मिल गई, देन द फ्रेंडशिप स्टार्ट्स, देन यू आर शेयरिंग फूड, then you're sharing jokes, then you're sharing all kinds of stuff because nobody is judging you and everybody is together. Maybe somebody, कोई हीरो का व्यापारी है, कोई तुम हो, कोई प्रोफेसर है, कोई बड़ा सीईओ, लेकिन आज सबको कोई जगह नहीं मिली है, सब बराबर है। बट तुम देखो जैसे कंफर्ट बढ़ता जाता है लाइफ में, स्लीपर में तुम थोड़ा सिमटते हो, मेरे पास जगह है, सेकंड थर्ड एसी में थोड़ा सा, और सेकंड एसी में तो तुम, अब तो कर्टेन्स हट गए हैं, पहले तो कर्टेन लगा देता था आदमी, भैया छूना होना नहीं मेरे को। फर्स्ट एसी में तो दरवाजा ही बंद कर देता है आदमी कि भैया मैं अब दुनिया से कोई मतलब नहीं है। और तुमने देखा जी, मोस्ट डिसग्रंटल्ड पीपल इन लाइफ, जिनको मम्मी ने, बीवी ने थप्पड़ मार के बैठा दिया कि फ्लाइट में जा रहे हो, वो तुम्हारे पास बगल में बैठा हुआ आदमी होता है फ्लाइट की सीट पे, मुस्कुराता भी ऐसे है जैसे एहसान है कि कोई कर्ज उतार रहा हो। तो मेरी एक पोएम है, उसका नाम है एयरपोर्ट फ्लाइट की आइल, कि आइल क्या सोच रही है यार, कौन बैठा हुआ मेरे बगल में। सो यू सी, so my philosophy is that as comfort increases, human interaction decreases. That's an inversely proportional in that particular sense.
Right.
Why is it happening?
Right.
Why is it happening? Because मेरी माँ ने भी कहा था कि अजनबियों से दोस्ती नहीं करते।
True.
So maybe somewhere there is a mental conditioning which happens, which I've defied all my life.
Yeah.
Because I started traveling when I was 3, and I defied all that dictum which my mom gave to me कि जो जान पहचान वाले लोग हैं उनसे बात नहीं करते, and I ended up creating amazing stories and in relationships with them. So I think insight, Manas, is not एक secret sauce और recipe कि कहीं मिला है काउंटर पे तुम खींच लोगे. And that's why when we were talking about why Piyush Pandey is so insightful,
Yeah.
why Sonal is so insightful, why Prasoon is so insightful, because उनकी upbringing देखो तुम,
Right.
सारे के सारे स्मॉल टाउन से आए। सोनाल डबराल आगरा से आया है, प्रसून उत्तराखंड में कहीं छोटी सी जगह से आया है, पीयूष is from Jaipur, when Jaipur was smaller, not today's Jaipur, like 40 years back का Jaipur. Why? Because इन्होंने अपनी गलियां देखी हैं, इन्होंने their relationship, like a lot of my generation grew up horizontally. आज मानस, your kids are growing vertically. तुम जिस environment में रहते हो जहां तुम पड़ोसी तक को नहीं जानते हो ना, अगर मैं तुमको ये कहूं कि पड़ोसी के घर कभी दरवाजे से नहीं गए, अपने पड़ोसी के दोस्त के घर आप कभी दरवाजे से नहीं जाते हो, तो तुम पूछोगे कैसे जाते हो? भैया दीवार फांद के जाते हो। आप कभी भी पड़ोसी के घर, तो दैट्स ए रिलेशनशिप। एंड दो कि मतलब एक कटोरी शक्कर, 2 मुट्ठी तिल आप पड़ोसियों से आदान प्रदान करते हो। मैं अपनी माँ को कहता था कि तुम्हारा बस चले तो 1 कटोरी गैस भी ले आओ, कि भाभी जी गैस खत्म हो गई है, 1 कटोरी दे दो, हमारे घर में चूल्हा चल रहा है, मतलब खत्म, रोटी लास्ट की रोटी बननी। तो ये एक्सपीरियंसेस जो हैं ये आपके अराउंड हैं, एंड दोज एक्सपीरियंसेस प्रीडोमिनेटली, व्हाट आर यू डूइंग इन टर्म्स ऑफ कंज्यूमर इनसाइट्स? how do you deconstruct the so-called word called consumer insight? Who is consumer? Consumer is people around you, all around. You can segment it, finding it out, do all that Kotler shit, which I teach, by the way. वो Kotler के ऊपर ही मैंने ये अपना ये रखा हुआ है, iPad, by the way.
It's right.
But yeah, right there. But you need to be part of your environment. If you are not part of the environment, the insight will never come. If you are unable to see interesting perspectives in the mundane,
Right.
कि आज आपके अब ये सारे यंगस्टर्स हैं 20-22 साल वाले, इनकी जिंदगी में बोलो कि भैया फोन बंद कर दूंगा मैं तुम्हारा, राइट? सानिया क्या करेगी? सानिया इज लाइक, सर यू कांट डू दिस, हैरेसमेंट है ये. शिवांगी विल से, नो आई विल सू रितेश एंड मानस. How dare you take the phone away from me? That's the most prized possession, right? So if your world is here, then you can never have the insights, because you're missing out while you are in that world, because the world happens, the life happens outside of that. So you go to airport today, before pandemic, there is no conversation happening. People are on their machines, right? Conversation happens when you meet strangers, when you observe around, when you see things, what is happening, when you see how life is. And then you take a slice out of that life, from your own life, from your friend's life. What are you presenting? You're presenting a world around you itself in a manner which fits into that. So for example, how do you guys generate consumer insight, right? So तुम किसी के घर जाओ, मानस के घर जाओ, मानस तुमको ड्राइंग रूम में बैठाएगा. उसके ड्राइंग रूम में, उसके घर में कभी कोई नहीं बैठता है. सबसे सुंदर ड्राइंग रूम है उसका, वो सोफा लगा रखा है, बड़ा स्क्रीन टीवी है, ये है वो है, बट ड्राइंग रूम में उसके घर में कोई नहीं बैठता है. सब अपने घर में, अपने कमरे में, अपनी जगह पे, अपने उनके जो वर्ड है वहां पे रहते हैं. Is he allowing you to enter his world? No. He's just keeping you outside because he doesn't trust you enough. The day he trusts you enough, you will go and enter his bathroom as well. And then you will say, this Manas Gulati is using Ramdev Baba ka Dantkanti. ये sophisticated बन के आया है, but ये Dantkanti use करता है. He's a herbal guy. So when you go to somebody's bathroom, don't look at what is happening. Look around what the products they're using, which I eavesdrop on. And then मैं बदमाश आदमी हूँ, तो मैं हर घर में जाके देखता हूँ कहाँ पे पूजा कैसे होती है. कोई Lysol use करता है कि कौन सा है, किसी के फ्रिज पे मैग्नेट्स कौन से लगे हुए, which means what are their aspirations are and all that stuff. You know, just as a suggestion, not my book सब फर्जी है. Pick up this book called Small Data by Martin Lindstrom, right? It's a Western context, but it tells you how Martin picks up such smaller one. So if you really want to know consumer insights, swap homes. Live in your friend's home and the friend lives in your home. Then you identify कि एक Indian typical household की idiosyncrasies कैसी हैं. वो घर में उठते कब हैं? मेरे घर में आओगे सुबह 6:30 बजे, मेरे पिताजी घंटी बजा के तुमको उठाएंगे, पंडित जी. मैं घर जाता हूँ and I was like, Dad, hello, सोने दो. हरी 6:30 बज गया यार, तू. अरे मिला, I'm 45 years old. I've come here to sleep. No, उठो, घंटी. So each house has its own sets of idiosyncrasies.
True.
You pick up those nuances of idiosyncrasies, you get consumer insights. And I convert those consumer insights into my poetry. That's how I do it.
I just want to ask rather, normally what happens, like, I had joined Starcom in rural marketing, और मुझे वहां पर राजकुमार झा as मेरे mentor मिले, right? और झा जी से मैंने एक, मतलब मेरी I think life changing चीज सीखी, वो थी observatory skills. उन्होंने मुझे ज्ञान दिया उस टाइम कि मतलब वहां है मेन रस जीवन का, वहां पर है, वहां देखो, वहां ऑब्जर्व करते रहो. उसके बाद से ट्रैवल बदल गया, नजरिया बदल गया. जब गए बाहर तो वो एंजॉयमेंट ही अलग चेंज हो गया, मतलब ही चेंज हो गया, बिकॉज हर जगह ये चीजें दिख रही थी अपने आप.
ट्रू रितेश, मानस के बैच को, उससे पहले बहुत सारे बैचेस में, since 2000 I'd been teaching at Mica. I was teaching when I was 24, so it's been 21 years since I'd been teaching. I used to run a course called Urban Retail Study, URS. Fairly loved courses by all. And it was no theory bullshit. It was all about you go out in the market with a lens. So I had a guideline and anthropological guidelines to go about it and observe how people shop. So we used to study the triangle of shop, shopping, shopper. How the process of shopping happens, what is happening inside that ecosystem of shop, which is in that case was the physical shop in those years, not the virtual one. And today that's what is happening in virtual one. They have the big data, they analyze the data, what's your predictive behavior is. This is all the algorithms are doing, that they're trying to figure out. Rather than you looking at the products are looking out for you. Similar kind of, that's a collaborative filtering mechanisms comes in, right? And we're trying to figure this out. And we extend this to household, extend this. That's where, so a lot of people, and of course, Mycons also, and now with other business school students, once they go through this course, they never look at the life outside differently. Sorry, they look at the life outside very differently, because घर में भी वो अपनी मम्मी को ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं, मम्मी शॉपिंग कैसे कर रही है यार, पिताजी कैसे कर रहे हैं वो. देन यू मॉल में भी जा रहे हो तो तुम बीवी को देख रहे हो यार, बीवी कैसे कहाँ पे जा रही है, आइल कहाँ पे जा रही है, कौन सा शॉपिंग हो रहा है, किस तरह से लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, how are things happening, what is the interaction happening,
Right.
And that's where your ability comes in. Ritesh, you know, we used to do a Mica rural project also, but ये सब बदमाश है, लोग कुछ पढ़ते वढ़ते थे नहीं, but we used to send Mycons to rural India for 7 days. Yes, ये 1.5 दिन में भाग के आ जाते थे.
14 days, sir.
14 days, हाँ.
14 days.
वो जनता 1.5 दिन में अपना करके मनाली छुट्टी भाग जाते थे. So they have kind of subverted the system. But initially, in 2000, 2001, 2002 batches, they used to actually stay in the village and live a village life. That's what the real ethnography is. That's what real anthropology is. Anthropologists actually go and live and observe and participatory and understand the whole nuances of it, become one of them. Yeah. And that's where you're imbibing the understanding of a society. What are consumer insights? You are trying to understand the consumer society in a setting where they've let their guard down. If I come and ask you about traditional market research, you will bullshit me. You'll give me wrong information because you are putting up a facade in front of me. You're putting up a wheel. You will not be letting your guard down. But without you knowing that I'm observing you. But the trick is, are you clouding your observation with your biases? Because you are coming from one kind of a particular upbringing, language, education, you have a different lens. And are you passing judgment on the other side you're watching on to the people you're watching? That's where the trick of a real researcher, consumer insider comes out, that don't let your bias interfere what you are looking at.
Sure.
And then you go about it.
Sure. So,
right, Manas, insight to poetry.
I have a lot to ask you, about. I would just, want, and you've covered a lot of it. So I'll, quickly come to how poetry and storytelling, fits into the campaigns bit of it. How do you, make sure that, as you said, that there is a personal bias and a personal point of view when you're writing, and then there are campaigns, there's a brand positioning and the way they want to, project to the outside world. How is that, you put yourselves to, think about the brand, get the nuances in place, and come up with a piece of writing which is appropriate for the brand?
Okay, it differs from people to people. I'm not a advertising professional by profession, and hence I can take chances. But I'm sure a lot of you who are into this business of business communication and marketing communication have their limitations to go about what the brand talks about it. My issue is that I look at and flip the whole argument and saying that who is this brand working for, right? If the brand is working for doctors, let's look at the doctor's perspective rather than what brand wants to fit in.
Yeah.
If the brand is looking at a kind of consumer, if the brand is talking about a Gen Z, right? So rather than brand or a product, I would flip this question to everyone and saying that who is Gen Z today? Who is this 18-year-old, 17-year-old, and what is their life in?
Right.
And can the brand fits in there? Rather than I am this and take me or accept me in that kind of a thing. So that allows me to then think through from that 18-year-old's perspective, you know, and then try and figure it out, yeah, what kind of language they speak. So
Right.
you go to a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old today, and you say something, they will put up a smirk or they will completely dismiss you because you don't even understand their world. You put up a meme which fits in their life and you get that message. Why? Because that's their world. They live in a meme world today. A 13 to 18-year-old today lives a larger portion of their lives into memes. Why? Because that's part of the larger language and lexicon. They're part of it.
Right.
So I think the brand, for me, is the process of first understanding the consumers, understand the language the consumer speaks, the kind of things the consumer would do, and then develop that piece of communication, whether it's a prose, poetry, or it's a narrative, or it's a a storyboard, or a 10-second commercial, whichever way it is. It's everything you're trying to communicate something. So what is the role of that particular communication? What the brand? Then the brief comes in. Of course, the brand wants it to be done in a particular way. They have a particular kind of a brief and understand the brief in that particular sense. And of course, because you are not doing creative for the heck of creativity, that's where the poetry comes in. I can do whatever, nobody cares. But if there is for a particular brand, of course, you have to understand the brand, their sensibilities, the risk the brand is taking in a particular commercial. You can't fit in your ideology there. You can't fit in
Right.
you have to have conviction of what you're doing, but at the same time, end of the day, the property is brand. Brand is the one who's paying you to do this as a creative professional in that particular sense. But if you have conviction, then you can convince the brand about changing what their initial brief ideally wanted to be. Sure. And say, because of your understanding, there could convince them that probably this line of communication, maybe this slant, maybe this idea, maybe this insight would help. Yeah. So just to give that example, Manas, when Abhay came to me a couple of years back, that he had a client which was a large wedding resort. It was a palatial resort and they wanted to market it. Now, the first question you need to ask is who is the target audience? Now, this is not a aloo chips wherein suddenly you can sell something, do something 30-second. No, what you're doing is that telling a story where the resort is incidental because you could create a story around it. And then the client's brief was, we want a wedding film. Simple brief, मेरा resort है, एक शादी की picture बना दो, कहानी खत्म. And client बोलता है, we want a father-daughter film. तो मतलब client ने आपको narrative भी दे दिया, बोलता है मेरे को ये काम करना है. And it's a small agency, how can they stand up to the client who's paying for it, right? So Abhay and I had a discussion. Then I told Abhay, let's look at multiple perspectives about what are we trying to do. So the consumer insight was celebrating relationships. Then it can be various kinds of relationships with various set of people around in the ecosystem, what we're talking about. And then my consumer insight was that the relationship of an older sister and a younger brother has not been showcased that much in the circuit, except Rakhi. Rakhi is stereotyped, cliched, unnecessarily every brand fits that कि भैया भाई बहन का प्यार दिखाओ, राखी दो, तुम चॉकलेट बेच रहे हो, फोन बेच रहे हो, वो जाके राखी पे चेप देने का. So I said, let's create a wedding film where there's a relationship being created between an older sister and a younger brother. And that's where Manas' creativity, my poetry, and consumer insights came together. And also from my personal life, that helped. Right. कि बड़ी बहन की शादी में छोटा भाई बड़ा हो जाता है. So Ritesh, this was the one-line consumer insight. And all of us who have either older sister, older brother, we have that, or older brother, younger sister, that kind of a thing. That बड़ी बहन की शादी में हमारे Indian context में और many other places, बड़ी बहन की शादी में छोटा भाई बड़ा हो जाता है because सबकी निगाहों में वो आ जाता है कि भैया भाई काम कर रहा है. बड़ी बहन सोचती है यार मेरा भाई ये बड़ा कब होगा, because And if some of us have older sisters and I have 2 of them, they never took me seriously. My parents never took me seriously till that I got both of them married. Okay. And I was the one who was doing everything. And they're like 3 years older to me. And they believe that they're 30 years older to me. Typical older sister syndrome. Badi behno, that kind of a thing. So I created the storyboard based on that. That's where Manas, we actually created the storyboard. We got Atrisha to create that voiceover.
Archita.
Archita. The client cried, Ritesh, the client cried on the narration itself. Because they found out that this is where this touching the chord. Rest is history. We'll show that ad a little later, but rest is history. That's how that insight came into being, where we were able to merge all of this together, and also convince the client to not do a father-daughter film and do a brother-sister film, but not a Rakhi film. It's a wedding film. And that's where the relationship of these 2 individuals gets juxtaposed in a context. And it touched hearts. It really touched hearts. People loved it. A lot of people didn't like it, but I think the numbers are there. The campaign became viral for 2 years back. And it transcended race, caste, religion. It was a universal relationship of a brother and sister, which we were able to, pinpoint. 1 line consumer insight, badi behan ki shaadi mein, chota bhai, bada ho jata. And rest is craft. Rest is, of course, craft. The script, the song, the design and everything else. And that was the case.
Sure.
Yeah.
Vaisar, I'll also share the ad with the team, but I think in interest of time,
baad mein kar lena.
Yeah. We'll quickly get on to, what are your favorite ads and why? I really want to know which ones are the ads which are favorite to you, and you've shared some with me.
Yeah. So I'll first start with the Piyush's ad, Times of India. This is an old ad. Some of you might have seen it, some of you not. So Ogilvy has created this ad for Times of India, a day in the life of India. And why I really love this ad is the authenticity of what really happens in a Sarkari office in India. And all of us who have gone to Sarkari office know, एक जगह से दूसरे जगह तुमको एक जगह से फाइल लेके जाओ, दूसरी जगह फाइल लेके जाओ, यहाँ करप्शन, वहाँ करप्शन, इसको पैसा दो, उसको पैसा दो. They actually captured it so beautifully.
Yeah.
Yet at the same time, the whole narrative was built very, very beautifully. So, and that's why the brand comes in the end, because Times of India is a newspaper which is fitting in everybody's life. So they in the life of India, and this is a real life in anybody's small town, someplace, this guy is getting harassed by the government officials and so on and so forth, but a very humoristic tone, not a very, very antagonizing tone. So, Amanas, you could show them this ad.
Excuse me.
Can you see my screen, guys?
Pension file of mine. Where should I give? An exciting game of hockey, attacking from the right flank, crosses the center line and intercepted there by Dharampal and deflected to Sukhwinder. Sukhwinder passes to De Silva pushes to Mohammad Shai. Shai takes possession of the ball and scoops it to Fernandes. Fernandes redirects it to Tim and Robinson. And a very close tackle there. And that's an infringement. And once again, with full force, attacking from the right flank, dribbling, crossing the center line. Fantastic move towards the D. Enters the D and a dangerous tackle by the defender there. Referee intervenes. The situation is very tense. Anything can happen. Referee consulting the linesman and appeal for green cards. The green cards are out. And it's a penalty corner. Push from the corner. Quick collect, quick release, and goal! India has won! Oof, what a game, no? Had fun?
Yeah. Same. That's again दूसरा आता है. I think the second one I want to show where poetry is being used well. 2 ones where the Levi's Go Forth ad is beautiful in terms of how it's very poignant and how brand has found it and juxtaposed itself with the poetry. The poetry was written in a different context, but the brand has found this ability to juxtapose it with what they want to communicate to their target audience. And then still the brand essence still comes out. Sure. The Levi's, show them.
Your life is your life. Don't let it be clubbed into dank submission. Beyond the watch. There are ways out. There is light somewhere. It may not be much light, but it beats the darkness. Beyond the watch. The gods will offer you chances. Know them. Take them. You can't beat death, but you can beat death in life sometimes. And the more often you learn to do it, the more light there will be. Your life is your life. Know it while you have it. You are marvelous. The gods wait to delight in you.
Yeah.
And I think purely poetry and regular, very simple, but I love the jingle and the poetry part of it, where Sonal has done it. And it has become kind of an anthem at one point of time, is the Number One Yari, McDowell's Number One Yari. I love this. I wrote a separate poem and sent it to Sonal, actually. He loved it. So in the morning, he sent me this. So we can look at this, how it really comes out, the poetry part of it, the camaraderie, everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
गलत है वो जो कहते हैं यारी में नो सॉरी नो थैंक यू
वॉल्यूम आ रहा है सब बराबर, आवाज आ रहा है सब?
इट्स नॉट ट्रू अरे थैंक यू यारी को स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाता है कहने सुनने में भी मजा आता है पर खास अब यारों से जो हुई दूरी है तो एहसास हो रहा है कि कहना जरूरी है फिर भी न जाने हम क्यों नहीं कह पाते हैं जरूरत क्या है फिर कह देंगे ये सोच के रुक जाते हैं और लाइफ की भागदौड़ में नंबर वन यार थोड़ा पीछे रह जाते हैं बुरा नहीं मानती यारी साथ चलती जाती है डांट टपट के कभी चप्पट से सही बात समझाती है घर से दूर ही मेरी फैमिली घर के पास ले जाती है चिढ़ाती है सताती है पर जीते चाहे कोई भी रंग यारी जश्न बनाती है यारी हर रंग जिताती है और हर आज के आगे नए नए कल है ये भी आगे समझाती है अरे कोई नहीं बड़े बड़े बैट्समैन भी डक पर आउट हुए कभी कभी नेक्स्ट मैच कहाँ मिलेंगे तुम जैसे यार जाने क्यों नहीं कह पाती है दुनिया को कहते नहीं थकते कि नंबर वन है अपने यार अरे अपने उन्हीं यारों को भी कह के तो देखो एक बार मेरा नंबर वन यार तो जब भी ऐसा लगे और जब भी हो सके खोना ना उस पल को यार गले लगा के यारों को कह दो ना इन्हें एक बार नंबर वन अपनी यारी तू मेरा नंबर वन यार मैकडॉनल्ड्स नंबर वन सोडा कह दो तू मेरा नंबर वन यार
So it has all the series, all of this, you've seen it. It has got song that Number One Yari. Now the latest one has got all the lockdown wala version.
Yeah.
And it has continued to use the same thread and same idea. And then end of the day, it's all poetic. End of the day, the whole idea is about talking about your friends, and it comes very naturally to you because of the fact that in all our lives, no matter where we have gone, what we have done, we have that sense of that 2 friends, 3 friends, 4 friends from whatever places and schools and colleges and offices or whatever. They are the ones. दोस्त होते हैं, जानकार होते हैं, और यार होते हैं. यार हरामखोर होते हैं, ठीक है? And that's the one which defines them, because this is where differentiates between friends and यारी. मतलब वो अंग्रेजी में चीज नहीं आएगी यार. वो यार है. वो हमारी लैंग्वेज में आई थिंक इंडिया और हमारा जो लेक्सिकन है उसमें वो चीज बहुत एक यूनिक उसको दर्जा दे देता है. एंड यू नो ये मेरा दोस्त है और ये मेरा यार है.
Absolutely.
And you know the difference between them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Simple, you know. So you will have, all of you will have all friends groups, college groups, XX group, sab hai. But you will have one small group which is called the Haramkhor group on your WhatsApp. उसका नाम तुमने जो दिया हो, मेरे माले का नाम है हरामी. हम 4 लोग हैं. And 2 girls, 2 boys, relationship goes back to 35 years, you know, multiple locations, multiple geographies in the world, but baat wahi se, no pretensions with them, no kahani, no something, whatever, you know, all that kind of stuff. तब आपका वहां पे प्रोफेशनल राइवलरी नहीं आता है, तब आपका एकेडमिक बैकग्राउंड नहीं आता है, तब आप जिंदगी में क्या कर रहे हो, तुमने कितना पैसा कमाया, मतलब भाई एक ने पोर्श ले ली, भाई बढ़िया है तू रख, मतलब चलाएंगे तो हम ही. ये हक सिर्फ यारों का होता है.
True.
और वो ऐसे नहीं आता है, मतलब वो we all that know that difference very subtle, right? And,
it will never be like I'm really happy for you, you've done well in life.
Shut up.
साले
चाबी दे.
हाँ.
साले चाबी दे. मतलब it goes back to, from the boys side, goes back to भाई भाभी है तेरी, you know. That kind of a same, एक सुट्टा, एक दारू, एक चाय, एक बन मस्का, एक स्कूटर पे 4 लोग, एक बाइक पे 5, you know, those are the things which will, and they're all part of life, right? So all of us have gone through that kind of life, which I feel sad for my kids, and you know, later on they never would feel all this stuff because they live in a very protected, stupid, artificial environment where this was just not possible for them to do it. You know, by the time they come to college or do all that stuff, it's very it becomes a very different kind of a thing. But yes, you'll always have that kind of a thing. Also, how you can create, of course, this is what we've done in the Aegon Life ad also. But you've all seen it, but I just want to show how a friend of mine has converted the art of storytelling, art of poetry, into a beautiful brand communication where the brand is ready to come on board. It's the other way around, where the brand is saying, boss, we would want you to say a story to us, and probably we'll just tag along with you. We will not judge, we will not touch it, we will not do it. You say whatever you want to say, because it's so beautiful and it so fits in. Probably we will help you reach out to a larger audience. And this is my friend, close friend, Vineet Panchi. You know, Ritesh, you know him. You know, he's a phenomenal human being. You know, I love him to the core. He's a good poet. But beyond that, he's a great storyteller. And yaron ka yaar hai. You know, and look at what he's saying. Look at what he's saying.
I'm no expert at relationships, and honestly, I feel that the most critical ones, save just a few, and I'm very selective about who I want in my life now. मेरे कुछ सबसे छोटे वाले cousin हैं, मौसी के बच्चे, उनमें से 2 ने अभी engagement की, and I was asked to write something advice के तौर पर, and they found great people, and I love who they found. So my advice was simple. मुलाहिज़ा फरमाइए, this advice film poem for young people is called कोई ऐसा ढूंढो जिससे बात कर सको. सारे काले बाल सफेद हो जाएंगे, सारे काले बाल सफेद हो जाएंगे, घुटनों में दर्द होगा, ऐसे दिन भी आएंगे, साथ में सोने का ना बचेगा फायदा, बढ़ती उम्र वालों का अपना है कायदा. तब ये एक शख्स, the one you found hopefully, तब ये एक शख्स कुछ कहानियां सुनाएगा, जो रोज गीत गाते हो वो गीत गुनगुनाएगा, दोस्त बनके जिससे मुलाकात कर सको, दोस्त बनके जिससे मुलाकात कर सको, रात से सुबह, सुबह से रात कर सको, कोई ऐसा ढूंढो जिससे बात कर सको. Now a small test you must apply to each other. फर्ज करो दोनों एक कार में हो तुम, फर्ज करो दोनों एक कार में हो तुम, और कोई एक ऐसा मोड़ ले लो तुम जो वहां निकले जहां पे रास्ता ना. फर्ज करो दोनों एक कार में हो तुम, और कोई एक ऐसा मोड़ ले लो तुम जो वहां निकले जहां पे रास्ता ना हो। अब इस शख्स की हरकत पे करो गौर, अब इस शख्स की हरकत पे करो गौर, क्या तुम्हारे साथ ये ढूंढता है रास्ता या निकल जाता है जैसे ना हो कोई वास्ता। यू टर्न लेने की औकात कर सको, when you stuck in the, with the wrong person, यू टर्न लेने की औकात कर सको, रात से सुबह, सुबह से रात कर सको, कोई ऐसा ढूंढो जिससे बात कर सको, वो भी उतना पूरा हो जितने तुम पूरे, वो भी उतना पूरा हो जितने तुम पूरे, थोड़ा वो अधूरा हो, थोड़े तुम हो अधूरे, पूरे पूरे भी हो और आधे आधे भी, जब खुशी है साझी तो हो गम ये साझे भी। दो ही इतने हो कि एक बारात कर सको, दो ही इतने हो कि एक बारात कर सको, रात से सुबह, सुबह से रात कर सको, कोई ऐसा ढूंढो जिससे बात कर सको। तुमको बदलने की वो फिराक में न हो, तुमको बदलने की वो फिराक में न हो, और खुद भी ना बदलेगा ये ऐलान किया हो, तुमको बदलने की वो फिराक में न हो और खुद भी ना बदलेगा ये ऐलान किया हो, और फिर चुपके से बदल जाए जहां पर जिंदगी कहे कि बदलना है जरूरी, और बदल कर तुम्हें महसूस भी ना हो कि बदल के तुम पे एक एहसान किया हो, और खुद भी ना बदलेगा ये ऐलान किया हो। रोज बदलने की खुराफात कर सको, रोज बदलने की खुराफात कर सको, दोस्त बन के जिससे मुलाकात कर सको, रात से सुबह, सुबह से रात कर सको, कोई ऐसा ढूंढो जिससे बात कर सको। So, if you're about to get into a long-term relationship, marriage or otherwise, guys, what we think is love today will go away, guaranteed. Sex is highly overrated. Circumstances are bound to change. People change. No relationship is
Right.
इन्होंने पंची साहब ने एक अलग ही जॉनर, अलग ही एक
क्रिएट कर दिया भाई ने,
क्रिएट कर दिया उन्होंने,
बिल्कुल जबरदस्त जबरदस्त। It all started with with a poem he's written about Safed Kameez, and which became viral. And of course we said, because Panchi used to write, he's not a poet, he's वो कहता है item नुमा चीजें, and of course we have a group, there are shayars there, and Amar Kharbanda Sahab hain, दूसरे लोग हैं. But what he's found is that a completely new way of communicating. Now, this is where beautiful, where the brands are now coming and saying that because you're so genuine and it's kind of aligns with what we also want to communicate. Now, for example, the whole series of the Sunshine series of Kar Dekho, which is they've done it with him and others also. Ford has done it with him. And all that, where they've able to put together a very genuine conversation in a beautiful storytelling narrative where poetry is part of it. Mukti Chand, it's not a very straightforward rhyming poetry, but it's a Mukti Chand thing where people are finding it now in a world where 5-second commercials are the norms, where 10 seconds becomes too big, too long, too boring for people, where the people are actually waiting for a 3-minute video and saying that boss maza aa gaya. Now, and then it gets used. So I think somewhere they're also challenging this whole thought process that people are no longer interested in conversations, where the advertising is subtle, where advertising is not on your face, advertising not trying to sell you something, but somewhere trying to fit into the life you have. And the life's conversations are, because they're genuine and they align with you and I and thinking and all those ones. Of course, he's talking to a set of people. A lot of youngsters might not find it kind of up to the mark because their attention spans are less. But I think we need ability to get that same consumer insights, right? He's picking up from his relationships, from his people. Of course, he's a great observer. दोस्तों को और हमारे शेल्फ में कमीजों को जो उसने मेटाफर दिया ना, इमेजिन, सो ब्यूटीफुल, आई लव इट, कि यार इतनी सारी कमीजें हैं, हर बार एक कोई नई कमीज लेके आ जाते हैं, बट जब जरूरत हो, जब मजा हो, तब वो एक सफेद कमीज ही निकलती है। यार ये जैसे आज मानस पहन के आया, बिल्कुल अपनी बेस्ट कमीज, मैंने भी अपना ब्लैक कुर्ता निकाला आज. मैंने बोला यार, I told my wife स्नेहा यार, dude आज ये ब्लैक वाला मानस के लिए, तो we are black and white today.
I think it is beautiful the way you've talked about insights and how it's set the ball rolling for a lot of us otherwise as well. कि हाँ यहाँ पे भी है, मतलब there is content everywhere, there is in and around you, and the way you
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Absolutely.
It's everywhere. मतलब तुम अगर इवन मंडेन चीजों को देखोगे अपने आसपास, टिश्यू पेपर, right, pencil, you'll see multiple stupid things. चश्मा, ऐनक, आगे गाड़ी, दोस्त लोग, सब्जी मंडियां. You'll find beauty, you'll find poetry, you'll find amazing things talking to you if you have that lens and you have that moment to stop and reflect, not just keep on moving.
Sure.
That's critical. मेरे हिसाब से that's critical aspect of it, because you have to, purely because a lot of you are young creative professionals, read a lot, all kinds of stuff, including Merit के जो publications हैं. Read. There is an insight there about how tier 4, tier 5 India lives. And what do they read? Ved Prakash Pathak is the Sidney Sheldon of India. और खूनी नागिन और ऐसे ऐसे नॉवेल हैं उसके. So you might not find it of a literary quality, but you read them because your consumers read them to get an insight, what tickles them, what really excites them. Probably you'll find somewhere, and don't come with your highbrow elite education and with that kind of a mindset, ki what class is this? We read only PG Wodehouse of the world and we read this and that and all that kind of stuff. Bullshit. Your consumers does not read PG Wodehouse. Your consumers read Ved Prakash Pathak. So if you don't read that and don't understand that, don't come to the brand saying that, no, guys, we understand. You don't. You're pretending to be understanding. And that's the reality. That's something at internally you, for personal life, तुमको जो करना तुम्हारा interest है, of course. For professionally, you want to develop insights, do what people do, live their lives, observe their lives.
सर एक सवाल है इस पे, ऑब्जर्वेशन कंज्यूमर इनसाइट पे, मतलब एक दुविधा है उससे. बोलो. बात करते हैं कंज्यूमर इनसाइट की और प्लानिंग की एंड देयरफॉर इनसाइट बेस्ड चीजों की, और दूसरी तरफ हमारे पास दो अलग दुनिया है. एक एप्पल ने शुरू की, जिसने बोला मैं बताऊंगा दुनिया को क्या चाहिए, दुनिया को नहीं पता उसको क्या चाहिए. बराबर है. और वो कहीं ना कहीं आज भी कंटिन्यू करते हैं. प्राइवेसी का उनका लेटेस्ट कैंपेन है, वो बता रहे हैं प्राइवेसी कैसे ड्राइव होगी, तुम्हें क्या प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है. पार्ट 2 है हमारी जो डिजिटल वर्ल्ड है, जिसमें स्पेसिफिकली इतना कंटेंट बन रहा है और हर इंसान कंटेंट बना रहा है और हर इंसान के फॉलोअर है. सही गलत कुछ नहीं है उसके अंदर, वो सब चल रहा है, राइट. तो सब कुछ चलता है. तो उस दुनिया में आज अगर हम, जैसे हम करते भी हैं, हमें आज हमने अगर 50 ब्लॉगर पकड़े, हमने उनसे कोई भी प्रोडक्ट का कुछ भी लिखवा दिया तो वो ओपिनियन बन गया, क्योंकि हमने वो कंज्यूमर इनसाइट गया, मतलब कहीं और तेल लेने लिटरली हमने वो ओपिनियन क्रिएट करवा दिया. बराबर. अब ये एक तरफ हम कंज्यूमर इनसाइट, एजुकेशन, MBA, IIM, कॉटलर शॉटलर सब पढ़ा कर इतनी मतलब मेहनत करके आते हैं और यहाँ दुनिया के दिखती है कि भैया मैनिपुलेट कर सकते हो. ये बैलेंस ऑफ टू वर्ल्ड जो है वो कहीं ना कहीं क्रिएट कैसे किया जाए, बिकॉज वो इजी वे है. मतलब ओपिनियन चेंज करना बहुत आसान है आज के दिन में डिजिटल दुनिया में, राइट. मगर हम एज मार्केटियर, हम एज प्रोफेशनल्स आल्सो गेट स्वेड बाय इट बिकॉज वो इजी मनी है.
So that's it. That's the call. I have no easy answers for this, Ritesh. I'm not the one who's going to preach it here and put up a professorial hat here. I think that's your mental makeup and your upbringing and your value system. You go back to your value. You are a CEO today. Your value system, does your value system allows you to do that? Ask yourself, the biggest challenge as a CEO today for all of you guys in top management is what not to do. I'm sure you can do 10,000 things in your life, but probably there are 5 things you would have decided because this is not what I'm going to do. And that's a call you have to take. No one in the world can tell you, give you Gyan, J. Krishnamurti to Baba Ramdev, to anybody, that this is what you're supposed to do. You have options in life. You have things in life you can do and pick up. What do we want to do in that particular sense? When it comes to technology disruption, Apple is a wrong example because that's an outlier. That's not how the world is. Okay. And even then, they did a better job of an already existing innovation. And that's where Steve Jobs, and why Steve Jobs? You go back and look at his process. Don't look at what Steve Jobs did. Look at what he ended up doing. his life experiences taught him to become what he became eventually. When you read up his experiences, you find out not what he ended up. He was a number one self-driven, narcissistic, extremely self-obsessed, extremely bad guy to work with. Right? For example, I'll give you. So when my son was not reading a lot of books, so one of my friends said, "Isko graphic novel padhao yaar, ye visual kid hai, padhta nahi hai, graphic novel padhega." So when he was 10, I gave him some graphic novels. The first one he picked up was Steve Jobs. I said, "Why?" Because Steve Jobs is big, everybody says great, and he was still alive then, and all that stuff. He read. I said, "Okay, so how did you find it?" My son said, "Yeah, he was okay. He did some great things." But then everybody's like, "Steve Jobs, Guru, Mahan, aisa karke." And now this is a 10-year-old saying, "Yeah, Steve Jobs was okay." I said, "Why?" He said, "Dad, he might have done great things in life, but he was not a good human being." I said, "Why do you say this?" He said, "Any good human being, no matter how great somebody has been, would never leave their kid behind." Now, here is a 10-year-old passing some value judgment on somebody who's one of the most iconic innovators of 20th century, saying that he might have done great things in life, but probably he was not a great guy. And that's true, because if you read up his daughter's, Lisa's memoirs, you'll find out somewhere he did. So that was his call as a professional to go ahead and do those kind of things, and he decided not to do many things. I think as a marketer, it's completely your call to figure it out. What is it that you would want to leave behind your legacy as an institution? What is it, what your value system you stand for? What is it that your clients will also, would want to align with you in a particular sense? There are commercial requirements, there are cash flow requirements, there are other things requirements, but I think you know how to draw the fine line between them, and that's your call, guys. End of the day, that's your decision. I cannot be the person who can say this because I'm sitting on the other side of it.
तो मेरा एक्चुअली सवाल मैंने इसलिए मोर नॉट एज अ बिजनेस सोच के किया था, मैंने बहुत ज्यादा प्रोफेशनल सोच के था, एज इंडिविजुअल सोच के किया था कि हम
इंडिविजुअल। रितेश, तुम्हारा वैल्यू सिस्टम अलाउ करता है क्या ये काम करके? कैन यू स्टैंड अप टू योर पेरेंट्स, योर किड्स एंड से बॉस आई एम प्राउड ऑफ इट? इफ यू थिंक दैट वे, दैट्स हाउ इट इज. My benchmark, end of the day, is not what my professional, my peer and my colleagues tell me to do. My benchmarks is my 13-year-old son and my 77-year-old father. That can I stand up to them saying that, I'm proud of the work I did. That's my internal barometer and my litmus. Yours could be completely different.
वो आई थिंक वो अपब्रिंगिंग एंड वैल्यू सिस्टम मतलब मैं आपके बोलते बोलते में ध्यान आया वो शूटर लोखंड वाला में एक कैरेक्टर था विवेक ओबरॉय, उसकी माँ उसके लिए बहुत प्राउड फील करती थी, राइट? उसने कभी उसको नीचे नहीं देखा, वो उनका वो वैल्यू सिस्टम था, उनका वैल्यू सिस्टम था.
हर आदमी अपने तरीके से आता है, तो वो अपने सिस्टम से है, उसको आप और मैं गलत और सही नहीं ठहरा सकते.
माया भाई, राइट,
माया भाई.
I think we've, while I had written down a lot of questions and the team also had shared their questions, but we have covered mostly all of it. I've been reading the questions and Dwari sir has explained how to write, how to go about the process of writing, how to garner insights from in and around environment and everything. I think what we'll do now is, Dwari sir, I would want you first to give a piece of advice to everybody here, as marketeers, and also I would want you to narrate one of your favorite poems to end this session.
Sure.
Sure. It's been really, really nice hearing from you. I would now leave it up to you for
sure
piece of advice and also the poem, your favorite one.
Sure. Advice is no advice, boss. Somebody like me is completely irrelevant in your life. एक 45-year-old आदमी से 20-year-olds, you guys shouldn't take any advice. Only thing is कि जो मन में आए ना करो लाइफ में. जब मैं तुम्हारी उम्र का था तो मैंने रेडियो से अपना करियर शुरू किया, क्योंकि मेरे पास पैसे नहीं थे, तो मैं रेडियो में एंकर होता था. तब आरजे करके बड़ी चीजें नहीं होती थी. मैं ऑल इंडिया रेडियो में काम करता था, 200 रुपए मिलते थे. That allowed me to that learning I had in radio, because हर जगह पे सीखने को मिलता है. सिंपल कहानी ये है कि आपको जहां पे जो सीखने को मिले आप सीखो. मेरे को जब मौका मिला तब मैं 40 साल की उम्र में हार्वर्ड गया, वहां पे मैंने पढ़ाई करी। जब मैं 20 का था तब मेरे पास अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं थी, मैं नहीं गया, और मैं मे बी आई वाज नॉट गुड इनफ। कल एक मेरे दोस्त हैं, बड़े आदमी हैं, MP परमेश्वरन करके, उनकी किताब है स्प्रिंग, इट्स अ वेरी गुड बुक ऑन रिजेक्शन। So one thing I've learned in my life, and I keep talking in the mental health issues and others, यार अपने लाइफ में ना बहुत ज्यादा प्रेशर मत लेना तुम सब लोग। You guys are, lucky enough to live in a life today. So don't put up a lot of pressure on yourself, because जिंदगी ना, it turns out pretty great, कुछ भी करके it turns out pretty happy, pretty decent, जिंदगी में बहुत कुछ करने को है। Second, unnecessary validation मत सीख करो किसी से भी यार। प्रोफेशनली अपने आप को क्रिटिक करके अच्छा काम करो, yes, but Manas Gulati would want to work and create a great, because maybe one day Prasoon Joshi will say great work. Sorry, don't work for Prasoon Joshi, work for Manas Gulati, yaar. Work for Ritesh, work for Atrisha and Vinay, and you work for yourself. You should be proud of the work. Forget about Amitabh Bachchan says good about you, and that's why you get into the good ones. I've learned it because when I started writing poetry, I realized that maybe I want to get a validation from great poets. And then I realized what the heck. I don't write poetry because Gulzar Saab one day will say, Dwari, you've written great. It reaches him. If it says good enough, fair enough. But I don't write for him to get validation in my work, man. It reaches somewhere else, is perfectly all right. You do it because you want to do it and you feel happy about it. Secondly, you're not defined by your work, boss. I do 20 things in my life. Copywriting is one of them. Deanship is another one. Teaching is another. Writing is another. I did 20 things in my life. Which means you have to find ways to enjoy what you're doing and find ways to match that and your work doesn't define you. Work is one part of you, which I told Manas also, because he was feeling burnt out last time. Manas, we had a conversation, and of course I'm so happy he's picked up agriculture, he's picked up something else. Your work, you are much beyond what your work is, and expand the dimensions of your work. Yes, you should be good at what you do, narrow, deep, whatever. I've become good by doing what I did good. Somebody asked me, why are you you are a good teacher? I assume that I am. I don't know what Manas says. Why? Because I have done this for 20 years. Every single day, I go to the class feeling novice ki yaar, aaj would I be able to deliver it to the perfection where the kid says ki yaar kuch seekhne ko mila, or I feel satisfaction, I learned something and I had a great time. But if I would have spent 20 years writing scripts, 20 years writing poetry, I'm sure I would have done an equally good job than a Prasoon Joshi or otherwise. I'm not saying I'm arrogant, but I'm saying because of the fact that you're bloody doing it every day. So Malcolm Gladwell says you need 10,000 hours of doing one thing and perfecting it. So if you are good at something, go deeper, go and really become good at it. Deepak Ramola is great because he's perfected the art of storytelling when he was 17. And that's why he's known as my maverick boy all around the world. Why? Because 17 years, and today is 28. 11 years, the kid is collecting stories, telling stories, collecting stories, telling stories, lifestyle. And he's perfected that, So I think that's where you have to really go focus. And if you're a copywriter, if you're a great creative something, go deeper, go deeper, go deeper. Learn, and you really would come up with something really good, something. You'll become really good at it, something, and then enjoy doing it. The day you stop enjoying that, what you're good at, align yourself.
So I just want to add and share with you. मैं अभी पिछले साल मैं एक executive MBA करने गया UCLA. तो वहाँ पर जो हमारा one of the core
learning एंडरसन में
हाँ जी. तो हमारी जो core learning थी वो learning थी T-shape leader program का core था. तो वापस आके काफी कुछ दिमाग लगाया और हमने पूरा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का चौकटा पलट दिया उस टी शेप को सोचकर. बिकॉज़ आइडिया ये था अगर डेप्थ नहीं होती तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता.
कुछ नहीं होता.
हम जर्नलिस्ट बन के हम जर्नलिस्ट ही रह जाएंगे, स्पेशलिस्ट नहीं बन पाएंगे,
नहीं कर सकते.
तो वो स्पेशलिस्ट बनाने के लिए पूरा एफर्ट किया गया. एंड आई थिंक आई एम रेजोनेट वेरी वेरी वेल विद यू. आप बोल रहे हो वो डीपर जाना बहुत जरूरी है. हर चीज
अपने स्किल में, क्राफ्ट में, यू हैव टू गो डीपर. But the risk you end up taking is that if the skill is tomorrow redundant, कल को एक मशीन आके तुमसे बेटर कॉपीराइटिंग करने लगेगी तो तुम्हारा मेरा काम क्या होगा? और या फिर कोई मशीन आके दूसरा काम कर लेगी तो कैसे करोगे? So that is there. Nishant, I will come to you on the prejudices and biases part of it. At the same time, I think a lot of times we do not give enough exposure to ourselves. Guys, if you are young, अपने बॉस लोगों को बोलो, सॉरी बॉसेस आर सिटिंग देयर, बट इनसे बोलो भाड़ में जाओ तुम, मैं ले रहा हूँ छुट्टी और मैं जा रहा हूँ ट्रैवल करने के लिए. Manas, you should have Neeraj coming to your show and talk.
Sure.
Neeraj Narayanan, Manas ka junior and Neeraj Narayanan, he runs his company called The Guy on His Own Trip, and he's written a book called The Guy on His Own Trip. Please buy that book. I'm a shameless salesman for him, which I am like for Manas and others. मेरे सारे स्टूडेंट्स का मैं सबसे बड़ा और सबसे shameless student salesman हूँ, without getting commission, but this guy has taught me, Neeraj has taught me what I missed out when I was in my 20s. Neeraj quit his job. He loved his passion for travel and writing, and he's made a career out of it. But if you are not traveling, you're not observing. You're not observing, you can't come back and write great piece of communication is my only advice for a lot of you guys. Take chutti, go wherever you want to go, India, abroad, whatever. Do couch surfing, do whatever, travel and document your observations and all that. Don't do it only for Instagram photos and stories and others and all those kind of things. Do it for yourself and learn that kind of a thing. Because see, everybody wants an output. Nobody tells you the process. This was मैं मानस को भी कह रहा था कि देखो process जरूरी है. मेरे गुरु थे प्रोफेसर अनिल कुलकर्णी, माइका के फर्स्ट डायरेक्टर. I am Calcutta के one of the third batch बंदे थे. Very brahminical in his approach, very meritocratic. तो मैंने उनसे discipline सीखा teaching का. वो 70 years की एज में भी, जबकि उनको 50 साल हो गए पढ़ाते हुए, 40 साल हो गए पढ़ाते हुए, तब भी अगर उनकी कोई क्लास है, एसपी जैन में पढ़ाते हैं वो, तो वो सुबह 5 बजे उठते हैं और क्लास की तैयारी करते हैं. Which means if you are into one level, जो भी काम कर रहे हो उसमें discipline and commitment towards your craft, commitment towards your profession, and commitments towards what your your commitments are. I think that is something which is very very critical. अपने आप से झूठ नहीं बोल सकते तुम. बॉस से बोल सकते हो, दूसरों से बोल सकते हो, बाकी सबसे बोलते हो. You know that if you're good, you're good. You're not, go deeper. Try to become good and go deeper into that. And secondly, I think जो रितेश ने कहा है, देखो टी शेप लीडरशिप सिर्फ सीईओ के लिए नहीं होती है. तुम अपनी जिंदगी में अगर इंडिपेंडेंट भी काम कर रहे हो तो तुम्हारे लिए भी टी शेप बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि कैसे तुम अपने आप को वाइडर रखते हो, सॉफ्ट स्किल्स ऑर्गेनाइज करते हो. यू आर स्टिल अ लीडर, यू आर स्टिल अ फॉलोअर. एवरी ग्रेट लीडर हैज टू बी अ ग्रेट फॉलोअर. एवरी ग्रेट फॉलोअर एंड अप बिकमिंग अ ग्रेट लीडर. अगर अच्छा फॉलोअर नहीं है तो जिंदगी में अच्छा लीडर नहीं बन सकता. अगर तुम आज अपने लीडर को बोलते हो बकवास बात कर रहा है, जिस दिन मैं बनूंगा उस दिन तो लोग मेरी सुनेंगे, तो बेटा जब तुम बनोगे तो कोई नहीं सुनेगा, क्योंकि जब तुम फॉलोअर थे तो तुमने लीडर की नहीं सुनी. that is very critical. Believe in somebody you're working for, for right reasons, and develop those soft skills, develop those articulation skills, develop those communication skills, develop good writing skills, develop good mental ability skills, thinking skills. That is critical. Peer-to-peer skills, that is very critical. कल तुम अपना organization बनाओगे, some of you might break away from this organization, want to create something on, just like Ritesh has done, Manas has done. I'm sure you guys should do it. But then you realize that what you learned from these guys will come handy when you become boss. Then you reflect. You'll always go back. Somebody was saying, how did you? I always look at Pat. Aj I'm giving a tribute to him with my pony. Pat was my boss at Mica. Manas knows him so well. I've always looked up to him because when I was nobody, when I got rejected and I am Calcutta, Pat told me, Dwari, don't worry, I will give you a class to teach. Yeah, I was a 24-year-old young boy without a PhD degree, got rejected from IIM Calcutta from this, and they said, sir, I have something to teach. Can you allow me to teach? That guy believed in me and then gave me that kind of an opportunity to do it. I'm sure your bosses are giving you that kind of stuff. So my advice is learn from everybody, right from your janitor to somebody who opens the lift for you, to somebody who is your top boss, to somebody who serves you in the cafeteria, to somebody who is taking your cab. And if you take cabs, and the cabbie is not very sick-looking pervert or whatever, I think they are the best consumer insight people. My best friends are cabbies. And I'll end my this with one of my favorite poems. with a story of a cabbie. So मेरा एक दोस्त है, उसका नाम है शमशेर सिंह. शमशेर देहरादून में मेरा कैबी था, और जब मैं IAS एकेडमी में लबासना में मसूरी में पढ़ाता था तो मेरे को एयरपोर्ट से मसूरी लेके जाता था. एक दिन अचानक से उसने पूछा कि सर ये IAS को पढ़ाते क्या है? IAS तो बन गया, मतलब एग्जाम क्लियर कर गया, अब इनको पढ़ाने की क्या जरूरत है? तो मैंने कहा पढ़ाते नहीं है, कोशिश करते हैं हमारे जैसे 2-4 लोग कि कुछ तो सीख लें. तो देन ही आस्क्ड मी कि सर IAS बनते कैसे? मैंने कहा UPSC का एग्जाम होता है. आई टोल्ड हिम द प्रोसेस. देन ही स्टार्टेड लाफिंग कि सर आपको लग रहा होगा मैं इस उम्र में क्यों पूछ रहा हूं. सो आई सेड नो, इट्स ओके, anybody can write that exam and if you qualify of course you can do it. Then he asked me sir पैसे लगते हैं क्या? मतलब पैसे नहीं लगते. UPSC क्लियर करने के लिए मेहनत बहुत लगती है, गधा मजदूरी बहुत है, परसिवरेंस बहुत है. Because average student of mine who used to come to IAS academy had a 3 to 4 attempts. Average attempt is 3. The median attempt is 3. Very fair, very good, rare. Roman Sani and few others can get in one crack. You know. तो कहता है सर मैं अपने लिए नहीं पूछ रहा हूँ. I'm asking for my daughters. I said wow, lovely. I said how old are the daughters? Because this guy is like less than 35-40 का एज है उसका. तो कहता है सर my daughters are 5 and 7 that time. And this is 2016. So I said aren't they too young? So Shamsher taught me a life lesson. Shamsher said, "Sir, आज से सोचूंगा नहीं तो सपने कब देखूंगा." Such a lovely thought, such a lovely thought कि सर आज से सोचूंगा नहीं तो सपने कब देखूंगा. मैं घर आया, I told my wife, "Don't talk to me, please." I got to write. The thought came to me and it became a beautiful poem. And it says, सपनों को उड़ने के लिए हवाई जहाज का टिकट नहीं लगता. सपनों को उड़ने के लिए हवाई जहाज का टिकट नहीं लगता, बस पलकों को उम्मीदों के पंख चाहिए. This poem is called उम्मीदों के पंख. सपनों को उड़ने के लिए हवाई जहाज का टिकट नहीं लगता, बस पलकों को उम्मीदों के पंख चाहिए. और ख्याल पकाने के चूल्हे कम नहीं. ख्याल पकाने के चूल्हे कम नहीं. नई सोच के कोयलों को एक चिंगारी चाहिए. सपनों को उड़ने के लिए हवाई जहाज का टिकट नहीं लगता, बस पलकों को उम्मीदों के पंख चाहिए. So poem is a little longer. I won't read the whole poem, but that's where it is. Wow. And I would want to end, Manas, because you asked me my favorite. So my favorite poet is none other than but, of course, the Gulzar Saab. And beautiful book called Raat Pashmine Ki. And see how he's playing with words. At the same time, how he's playing with metaphors. And is completely changing the meaning of it in a small verse. He's completely painting something so beautifully, but about an insight about गली के लड़के, कि गली के लड़के क्या करते हैं. और all of us who've lived in smaller towns, सबकी गलियां होती थी, सबकी गलियों में पानी भरता था, और सबकी पानी भरते हुए हम पानी के छपाकों से वहां पे खेलते थे. So इनकी जो पोएम है वो ऐसी है कि बारिश आती है तो पानी को भी लग जाते हैं पांव. गुलजार साहब बोलते हैं कि बारिश आती है तो पानी को भी लग जाते हैं पांव. दरो दीवार से टकरा के गुजरता है गली से. दरो दीवार से टकरा के गुजरता है गली से और उछलता है छपाकों में, किसी मैच में जीते हुए लड़कों की तरह. तो कैसे मैच में जीते हुए लड़के जो उछलते हैं और गली का पानी और उसके छपाकों को उन्होंने जुक्सटापोज करके कहानी करी है कि बारिश आती है तो पानी को भी लग जाते हैं पांव. दरो दीवार से टकरा के गुजरता है गली से और उछलता है छपाकों में, किसी मैच में जीते हुए लड़कों की तरह. और फिर सुनिए कहानी कि जीत कर आते हैं जब मैच गली के लड़के. जीत कर आते हैं जब मैच गली के लड़के, जूते पहने हुए कैनवस के, उछलते हुए गेंदों की तरह. दरो दीवार से टकरा के गुजरते हैं वो पानी के छपाकों की तरह. वो लड़के जीत कर जाते हैं जब मैच के लड़के, दरो दीवार से टकरा कर गुजरते हैं वो पानी के छपाकों की तरह. बारिश आती है तो पानी को भी लग जाते हैं पाँव, दरो दीवार से टकरा के गुजरता है गली से और उछलता है छपाकों में किसी मैच में जीते हुए लड़कों की तरह. So with that, I think we'll end this session with none other than Gulzar Saab. That's a fitting tribute to him.
Wow, that was amazing. So this has been, by far the most interactive session. Very, very candid, in your face at times, and very, very uplifting as well from a learning standpoint. And I think on behalf of the entire office, I really like to thank you